Alright, let's take a look at the Havoc trucks as seen in the Braille video. $15 Amazon trucks, $18 in Canada. The bushings it came with weren't that bad, but I wanted to experiment and just see what I could do with these trucks. The first thing I noticed was the kingpin. It's not like the kingpin on Thunders, Ventures, Independent, etc. The hole that the kingpin comes through down here is just a little bit too wide, so when you turn, the kingpin sways just a little bit to each side. And that's maybe why in the Braille video they had problems turning on the mini ramp. So what I did is, underneath you can't see here, but when I put the kingpin in, I put some epoxy there to fill the gap, and there's also epoxy where the kingpin sits inside there. Then I got some dodos, hard bushings, and the hole in the dodos is very flush with the kingpin, so there's no movement. And then I have some stock blue Thunder Venture type bushings on top, and that solved the problem. It doesn't sway anymore. See? Just straight up and down. So now I can get the true geometry from these trucks and how they're supposed to turn, because the kingpin is not giving. Havoc trucks, turning test. Here's the trucks off the board, and you can see where I put the epoxy in, and it also went into the hole that's in there, which is where the issue is. The hole is slightly bigger than the kingpin, so it filled the extra space in the hole, and then it filled all around the kingpin and at the sides, and it's solid, hasn't moved, hasn't broke. This is after the skate testing. Here are the grind marks. No chunks missing. Grinding smoothly. Just smooth grinding, like on any other truck. The aluminum seems to be good quality. The next few clips will be the Havoc trucks, stock bushings, and no modifications. My final thoughts on these trucks. They're an odd one to recommend. They are a low to medium truck, so depending on what you like to ride, you might need risers. I'd say if you're like me and you want a cheap pair of trucks to experiment with, modify, kind of nerd out, then I'd say go for it. If you're a beginner and you're on a budget, the aluminum is pretty decent. The trucks seem pretty decent. If you're a really big guy and you're a hardcore skater, I don't think I'd recommend unless you wanted to mess around with some trucks and modify or whatever. If you're going to modify, I'd use an A and B epoxy. File down all the parts that are going to adhere. The kingpin, inside the base plate, inside the hole. Find a bushing that'll fit flush around the kingpin. So for $15 a pair American, they're really not that bad. That's $18 a pair Canadian. If Havoc trucks just fixed the problem with the hole here and it being slightly bigger than the kingpin, or just did the modern day interlocking kingpin, then they'd have a real winner. So I guess it's a good experimental truck. Really inexpensive. And the weight and quality seems decent. So, that's a look at the Havoc trucks. You can get these on Amazon. Thanks for watching.